Bibliolatry. It's a real word. It's in the dictionary, and it's made by combining the word Bible with the word idolatry. It describes the sin of making an idol out of the Bible. The New Testament is notably softer than the Old Testament was on idols as produced by other religions in other cultures. For example, Paul actually told some Greek pagans that he was preaching about the God for whom they had made an idol, or at least an altar. It had an inscription which said it was for the unknown God. And Paul said that this God was actually the Creator God whom he was preaching about. Paul went further and told early Christians that there was nothing wrong with eating food that had been sacrificed to idols, as long as there was no suggestion that we ourselves believed the idols to be gods. This has opened the doors to dialogue with people who follow many other religions. It was also Paul who said in 2 of his epistles that greed is the new idolatry, and as such, it should be seen as the enemy now. Unfortunately, religion in general has done a great deal of damage to the unknown God with the unpronounceable name, who says he will be whatever he chooses to be. His unpronounceable name is translated as I am in some places. It seems like the one true, all-knowing God likes to keep his options open. Nevertheless, religions professing to be Christian have, in several different ways, replaced this unfathomable God with a book. Some have gone so far as to decree that God himself cannot disagree with anything in the book, even to the point of saying that he no longer speaks, because everything he ever had to say of any importance was captured inside that book. This teaching has a fancy Latin name, sola scriptura, but that still does not make it any less heretical. In one way or another, this is what happens almost universally when we replace the one true God with a religion, any religion. Religion tends to find some criteria that makes it, that is, the religion itself, and especially its fallible human leaders, the final authority on what is right and what is wrong. The living, breathing, dynamic Spirit of God becomes gagged and bound, most commonly trapped inside books, whether it be the Bhagavad Gita, the Torah, the Quran, or the Bible. God had to destroy the great curtain around the Holy of Holies when Jesus said, "It is finished," just before he died on the cross. Figuratively, in that one gesture, God broke out of the box that the Hebrew religious leaders had put him into. Well, it seems he also needs to declare his independence from the Bible idol that men would use to rob him of his unbridled authority today. Now, the Bible itself is not evil. Neither was the Holy of Holies, nor the temple in which the Holy of Holies was located. But the true message of the book is that the Most High does not dwell in temples, nor books made with hands. And let's be clear, the Bible was written with human hands, inspired and assisted by the Spirit of God, but human all the same. The paradox is that it is through the Bible and through the children of Israel that God has spoken to the world, and we would do well to listen. But we need to be clear that it was someone speaking from outside the book who invented the idol. They have tried to transform the book from being a very helpful tool for God to use to it being God himself, infallible, eternal, omniscient. Some even want us to believe that the book breathes, and when it breathes, it is God breathing. We who love the book and all that God has revealed through it must also speak out in defense of the one to whom the book really points and his unique role as the all-knowing, all-powerful, infallible Word of God. All praise to Jesus. And thank God for the book through whom so many of us have been introduced to Him. But let us never lose sight of Jesus as being the filter through which we must interpret the Bible, rather than using the Bible as the filter through which Jesus must be forced, to the point where He becomes distorted, contradicted, and just plain useless. Let all of us who love Jesus speak up loudly in defense of Him over any part of the Bible that might be used to contradict something that Jesus taught. Let us become true followers of the true Christ by breaking free from worship of a book that falls far short of perfection in many areas. God bless you, and thank you for listening.